Hi, Cancer. So, welcome to January 2019. I'm still getting well from being sick. So, I'm a little hoarse, still a little stuffy, but I'm feeling so much better. Um, when I was thinking about doing your reading, I thought, what a perfect time to do it on the day of the full moon, the last full moon of 2018. So, today is December 22nd. And I was thinking about it. And it came to me that I actually did your very first reading for 2018, the day of the supermoon on January 1st. So your January reading was the very first reading that was done. I think it was the first reading. Anyways, but it was on the supermoon. And how cool is it? Like, I love that you guys brought us into 2018 and you're leading us out of 2018 into 2019. And and I remember that reading so clear. And I don't remember readings very well. I remember that reading so clearly because I talked about, because it was a super moon, it was huge and bright, and you guys were like leading us through the dark. I mean, you were being the mom, being our moms, right? That's what you guys are best at doing, is taking care of people. And just wrapping us in your warmth. And I remember that day of just feeling really comfortable and cozy. And I think I even did the reading in my pajamas. And it was really cool to sit to reminisce about, like, go back to that day and think about where I was um, basically a year ago and how much I've changed. And I know that, like, New Year's resolutions and the end of the year, we always like sit back and we think about most of the time people will, sorry, that might happen throughout the reading. Um, Most of the time people will think about what they didn't accomplish, what they wanted to accomplish and they didn't, and then come down on themselves. And you guys have such an opportunity right now, leading everybody into 2019 with the brightest moon, um, and during the darkest time, right? Because it is like, yesterday was the solstice, and that's the, darkest night of the year. And it really wasn't dark because your full moon was already starting to show, leading into tonight. So I just think it's really neat, and reminiscing on 2018, because you're coming into a time where the North Node is in Cancer, and you get to see all of the things that you are made for. That's what the North Node being in Cancer is. For the next year and a half, you guys get to really push yourselves into the limelight, and you get, and it's hard for Cancers to do that. You guys are homebodies. You know, my mom's a Cancer rising. I have been blessed to meet so many amazing Cancerians this year. One of my very best friends in the whole world has been my beacon of light. She's a Cancerian. She's actually a Cancer rising and a Cancer sun. I'm sorry, she's a Cancer moon and a Cancer sun. And without her, I mean, like, literally, she's been a beacon of light for me, especially like in the last couple of months where my Virgo tendencies have really been struggling a lot. And so I appreciate that. And I have so much prominent Cancer placements in my chart, but I will always be so grateful for the way you guys can, like, take care of everyone just seamlessly. It's just so easy. So this time, now is the time for you to take care of yourselves. I'm being so serious about this. This isn't just like one of those self-love and love and light, and like, it's all that new age bullshit that we, as I say, healers, we like to preach, right? All the self-love, no, the North Node being in Cancer is all about you and leading you through your purpose, finding what you're truly meant to do. because you are natural healers and you're natural caretakers and you're natural mothers. So as we come into 2019, as you guys lead us out of this year, which was quite a tumultuous year, even people who are not consciously aware of the energies felt the energies. I know I had several conversations with people that were just like, what the hell's going on? They would ask me because they know that I feel it pretty deeply. And, you know, I'm always like, I wake up in the morning and I have like 6 or 7 text messages from people. What are these energies doing? I don't even know. Like, what is this? So, plant those seeds. 7 of Pentacles. And even if you feel like it's been a waiting game up until now, things will start to progress. Things will start to show. And it's not going to be the easiest. You know, I mean, I can say there are so many wonderful things coming for you and all of this Cancer energy. Yeah, probably during your season when all the planets are moving into Cancer, and Cancer, like the sun is in Cancer and Mercury will be in Cancer. Like everything is going to be like showing you guys, like shining down on you guys. That'll be the best time of the year to really start showing your stuff. But for now, plant those seeds. And remember that even through 2018, even all your failures were growth opportunities. You failed, picked yourself up, you kept moving, you kept going. 8 of Swords. Yes, I know the waiting can be a really, really long time. And then the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups, I kind of feel like with these two coming out together, there's almost, because the 8 of Swords is self-imposed, right? We don't have to be in the 8 of Swords. By the way, you guys are getting my new camera equipment, my new camera. I got a new camera and a new computer. I just like did it. I was just sick of like, it was too much energy to waste. I'm like fighting the crap that I was dealing with. So hopefully this is working really well. We'll see. And it's not too loud or anything. I kind of feel like, I'm not sure. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. And we're going to watch this as a premiere together too. So that'll be fun. But I feel like the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Cups, I kind of feel like you've got yourself into a position of who can I trust? You know, I'm trying to like build this life for myself. And I really see these goals that I have coming up. And with the 3 of Cups, it talks about celebrations. It talks about coming together with friends. It's your soul group. It's the people that you can really, really count on during those times of need. And now is the time to like release all of this toxicity, right? With the Capricorn South Node, which is all the karma, right? Just opposite of you, which is in relationship. So for the next year and a half, you have the South Node in Capricorn talking about karma, the North Node in Cancer talking about Dharma. Dharma is how you're supposed to be living in your truth, right? And karma is all of that past junk, all of the things that you've had to learn about yourself and learn about other people. And if you're dealing with a Capricorn, or this could be work opportunities too, like trying to figure out, there's a lot of Pentacles out here so far. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. And remember in January, there's a lot going on in Capricorn. So Mercury's in Capricorn, that solar eclipse, so the new moon will be in Capricorn the first week in January. We have Saturn and Pluto and the sun, right? So there's going to be a lot of activity in your 7th house of relationships. And I kind of feel like there's this push and pull between me needing, like I really need to work and get this life work balance, right? And this is where I want you to start thinking about what's the best for me? Who's going to be in my corner? I feel like you guys are kind of almost, it's like a roster. You know what I mean? Like a baseball game, and you have the roster of who's the next player. It's like you're looking at this roster and you're checking off, who do I want to bring into my new year? Who do I see as being quality people coming into my new year? And who can fall by the wayside? And that's awesome, because the 10 of Pentacles is that very home feeling that you guys really, the comfort of it. And the 10 of Pentacles can mean anything to anyone. I've talked about this before. It can mean something different to everyone. It can mean that you have all of your bills paid and you feel really, really good because there's a roof over your head and there's food in your belly and there's food in the belly of your children, right? And that makes you feel at home. That makes you feel comfortable. It doesn't matter that you have all the extras. Some people like to have all the extras, mainly earth signs. Thank you very much. And not necessarily, like, we're not materialistic people, but we do like our things. And I have noticed, like with Libras, they really like they like the prettiness, right? But even it's not about what you have. It's about how you feel with what you have, right? Sorry. So the toxic people that you have surrounded yourself with for years, or maybe even just came into your life in 2018 and you're recognizing, or I'm just sorry, 2018, and you're recognizing how I'm growing a legacy. I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is a legacy, and it's something that I want to pass on, and it's like this growth of the next 10 years for you, right? So you're growing this legacy. Who is going to benefit? Who's going to be best for my soul? Who's going to be best for my path? That's very, very important to you guys. The people, because it's amazing how a Cancer can open their arms to somebody, and it's almost like they see past all of the bad. You guys can see past all of the bad. And then when that bad starts to show up, you're like, okay, maybe that was just a fluke. We'll just keep going. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And you do that a couple of times. And then you do a very swords type thing when you've had enough. And I think that some of you are really at that point where you've kind of had enough of people, certain people in your life. And you're like, I don't want to have you part of my legacy. And you're recognizing that. But when you get to that point, it's very hard to let go. Very hard to snip. And I told Virgo this actually when I did the reading yesterday, that if you haven't been on my Instagram in the last week while I've been sick, you've been missing out, because I'm like the meme queen right now. It's ridiculous. But there was a meme on there about cutting out the toxic people in your life and like releasing them. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you'll see the meme on there. It's like a bird with his claw up, saying, "This is me cutting all the final toxic people out of my life." Fearless Intuition 1111. So if you want to follow me, just quick plug there. And just so I feel like that's what you guys are doing, but it's really hard for a Cancer to just cut a person out of their life, to just be like, nope, I'm done with you, right? It takes a lot. But you're getting to that point. You don't want to bring that toxicity in. So let's see what this 7 of Pentacles is. What are you waiting for? Okay. If you're waiting for a Virgo to show up, they're kind of going through it. And in January, they'll be going through it a little bit as well. So be patient. And the 7 of Pentacles person is very patient, maybe a little disappointed because they've had to wait. I don't think that this Virgo has, and it's funny because you guys actually came up when I did the premiere, you came up in the chat. Because there are several Virgos, like the Virgo-Cancer relationship is very, very good. Virgos and Cancers are good together, and this is just a tip for those of you who are dating Virgos or in relationships with Virgos or wanting to date a Virgo and you're not hearing from them right now. Virgos need space. And when I say Virgos need space, I mean they will stay in contact with you, but they'll only give you the bare minimum because they don't show all of their cards. And my best friend, my Cancerian best friend, always says to me that this is the mysterious, alluring part of a Virgo. I personally think that it's kind of annoying that we do that, but I see myself doing it often. And it's because when we have problems in our lives, when we're dealing with our own issues, we don't want to put that on other people. And I know you guys are like, it's okay, you can put it on me, I can handle it, I have a hard shell. And we should actually take that advice and kind of, and I even said that in the reading. I was like, if there's a water sign in your life, in the Virgo reading, let them help you. They'll take it. They can handle it, right? You guys have the hard shell. We don't have the hard shell. If you're not dealing with a Virgo, forget everything I just said. While you're planting your seeds for the new year and while you're patiently waiting for them, do the Virgo thing. Count, be analytical, write it all out. We like lists. Do the Virgo thing, right? What is a hermit? A hermit is the person that goes to the top of the mountain. It's the wise teacher. Goes to the top of the mountain, gets all the information from source, and comes down and gives it to everybody else, right? So as you're growing and learning and looking at all of this, do what a Virgo, do not the shadow side of a Virgo where we shut down. Yes, you can be the hermit. You guys are really good at that. You can come into your shell. But you're not comfortable staying there for too long, right? It gets a little cramped and you have to come out to find food and to wander and stuff like that, right? The Virgo will scavenge and bring it all into their house and stay there and not come out, right? So, but when you're doing this hermit mode, don't get into the Eight of Swords. And the reason why when I say don't get into the Eight of Swords is because the energy is shifting and you might not feel that right now. Right now might feel a little bit anxious for you. But with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune on the Eight of Swords, there's this huge shift that's coming in with all of the eclipses that are happening with the two eclipses, all of those dramatic eclipses. With the two eclipses that are happening in January, notice and recognize the things that you are letting go of. It's really hard for a Cancer to let go of things that have been important to them in their life, and I understand that. Make sure you're not waiting around in your life for another person to show up. Just go. And as you go along in your destiny, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. The Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. It's scary. I know it's scary. I know. Especially with all the ups and downs we've had this year. I get it. I get the fear of the universe having a plan for you and you not exactly knowing what it is. But that Chariot, man, you take the reins and the universe will just carry you through. And that's what I want you to kind of trust. I want you to kind of take in and trust that. And I know that it's going to be scary, but that Eight of Swords is self-imposed. You don't have to freak out about it. The Eight of Swords is like going into Virgo mode, right? And I don't want you to wait around for another person because I feel like that's what you're kind of doing. You're like, I see that my destiny is ahead of me and I see where I'm supposed to be going, but I really want this person to come along with me. And they're going a lot slower, which Virgos will do, right? And if it's not a Virgo, it's just somebody you've been waiting on for a while to show up. And you're like, come on with me, right? I'm going to stay here and wait for you until, don't. You go. You find the people on your side. And this person, maybe they'll catch up, maybe they won't. We'll clarify that a little bit more. I'm going to see what the Three of Cups is, and then I'll go back and clarify this Hermit. If they're meant to catch up with you, they will. But if it is a Virgo, they really are trying to feel their way through the dark right now. So, and you don't need that. You don't need to take on the responsibilities of what they're going through. And they don't want you to. That's why they're not telling you everything. That's why, and it's not that they're lying to you, and it's not that they're lying by omission even. Maybe some are, I don't know. It kind of all depends on the situation. But, oh, that's interesting. I don't read reversals, and that one came up reversed, and I just laid it on that card reversed, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that reversal. But if they're not telling you everything, it's because they don't want you to carry their load. If this is a loving relationship, if this is somebody you can trust, if this is somebody who maybe has broken your trust in the past, ask them and be like, what's going on with you? And if they say, I'm just going through some things, it's fine, I still love you, I'm still here, believe it. Okay? If they're saying these things and they've said it before and you can't trust it, then keep going. And regardless, either way, keep going. Don't stop don't stop your road forward because somebody else is lagging behind. They have their own journey to take, okay? And I'll clarify that in a minute. The card that came out in reverse, the Two of Swords in reverse on the Three of Cups. And this is what I mean. So, first of all, if you're in a relationship and you're freaked out that there might be a third-party situation going on, with the Two of Swords upright, and this is why I don't read reversals, because I hate having to explain both sides, but the Two of Swords upright is like you're not seeing something. You've got to put the swords down, right? And the Two of Swords in reverse makes me feel like you already know the whole story, and maybe not the whole story, but even if you don't know everything, like I said, even if you don't know everything that's going on, chances are there's probably not another person in the picture. And I don't want you to get your imagination or your mind up in a frenzy like there is another person in the picture. I feel like that's what the Two of Swords is. I feel like you don't have to be stuck in this, because the Two of Swords upright is being stagnant within that kind of energy, that kind of blindfolded energy. It's almost like with it in reverse, you've already taken the blindfolders off and you've put the swords down and you can see things clearly. And maybe you are seeing things that there is a third person involved. Maybe that is what kind of comes to light. Either way, not everybody is showing their cards right now. I don't feel like the people that you can really, really trust, those people you can really, really trust. But there are some people out there that are not showing all their cards. They're not being 100% honest. And I think I feel like the eclipses are going to, bring that out. I feel like all the eclipses are going to bring out the dishonesty from people. Let's clarify this Hermit really quick, and then we'll keep going. It's the Hermit for Cancer. Okay. So there's definitely a cycle happening with this person. And I just feel like patience is needed. I feel like they're going through some endings, possibly some new beginnings. And if this is a person, it doesn't have to be a Virgo, but if you are waiting on a person to show up in your life, or you're waiting on a project, or you're waiting on something, patience is key, because there will be, the World and the Wheel of Fortune here, there will be proof of, it'll be known. That's how I want to put it. It will become very known to you what it is that, and if you're closing a cycle out with a Virgo or somebody you've been waiting on for a very long time that maybe has ghosted you, has kind of pulled in themselves, could even be a Capricorn here. If you're closing, then allow that cycle to close. I feel like the eclipses in January, and maybe even with this full moon, I know a friend who's a Cancer, another friend of mine who's a Cancer moon, and he's actually doing this big bonfire tonight to like burn a whole bunch of stuff from his past relationships. I think that's what it's pretty, I don't know if that's what he's doing, but I just love the fact that he's doing a bonfire. He's like, this whole ceremony of just releasing for 2018, which I love. I love that. Can you tell that, like, I have all of this stuff coming into my crown chakra and it's itching me? It's like, oh. You guys have such a great energy. It's like always sparks. All the sparks. So let's see what the devil is. Ooh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So we have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles on the devil. So this devil could represent the hard work that you're doing and the stuff that you're building. There's a lot of pentacles here. So I feel like you guys are really, really super focused on your goals. Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo also. So you're really getting, it's very interesting. You're almost getting into that Virgo mindset of this is what I want to accomplish. And like I said, you're like making a roster, you're making a list of the people you want to bring along with you and the goals that you want to set. I'm not a really big fan of New Year's resolutions because I feel like if you don't follow through on your New Year's resolutions, you have a tendency to like beat yourself up. I don't want you guys to beat yourself up. So, but with the Page of Swords, I feel like that's the trimming of the fat, right? There could be an air sign that's communicating with you about business stuff, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, about business things, or Capricorn that's communicating with you about business things as well that you're kind of collaborating on. But allow yourself, and I feel like this is right in line with this Wheel of Fortune destiny. I mean, like this Wheel of Fortune is like staring me right in the face. Like, keep going back to the fact that the energy is shifting. This is the North Node shifting in your favor. This is all of the things that you've been wanting to accomplish. And even if it's a difficult road, like I said, even if it's a difficult road to get there, think of all of the failures or the trips, or don't even think of them as failures. Just think of like all of the tripping on things along the way, or the things not going the way that you thought they were going to go, or you having to release painful things in your life. Think of that as opportunities that the universe is clearing, trimming the fat for you in order for you to get to your 10 of Pentacles. Whatever the 10 of Pentacles feels like to you, whatever you manifest as the 10 of Pentacles, this next year and a half is an opportunity for you to manifest that. And everybody can take this energy in a different way. And if you're not feeling this energy right now, you will. It's how you use it. Because some people will watch this reading and be like, nothing good happened to me in January. Nothing good happened to me in December. You said Cancers were going to have good things. Did you act on it? Did you act on the opportunities that came in front of your face? Did you keep your eyes open to see those opportunities? I can't live your life for you. I can just tell you the energy that's working, right? And that's in every reading. There's always that one person in every sign that will say, but you said good things were going to come to fruition and they didn't. This is the energy you have to work with. It's up to you to actually do it, right? I can only give you the tools. I can only help you along. And here you go. Oh, beautiful. See? Queen of Cups. Look how pretty she is. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. And it's like you're my first reading and I'm starting to lose my voice. My first reading today. The Queen of Cups sitting there so pretty. Allow yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Even if it's not a lot. You don't have to be a millionaire to be happy. Sometimes being a millionaire makes you more miserable. I don't know many millionaires. I don't know any millionaires. Maybe a couple. But the ones that are truly happy, it's not because of all the stuff they have. It's because of the knowing of who they are. Right? So 2 of Pentacles. Work-life balance. And I think that you guys already know what you need to do for yourself in order to get this work-life balance. There's that air sign again. On the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Swords. So we have the High Priestess on the 2 of Pentacles. And I feel like this is saying that if you're struggling with trying to figure out that work-life balance, like, am I working too much, or am I living my life too much, or, where am I lacking? I feel like the High Priestess is saying, get quiet, much like the Hermit. She's like the female counterpart of the Hermit. Get quiet, sit with yourself, figure out where it is that you're lacking in, and keep going. Or change directions, or cut some things out of your life. It's I have a very good Cancer friend, and he works 3 part-time jobs because he also shares custody with his ex-wife of his 2 children. And he does that so he can have a flexible schedule to be able to pick up his kids and stuff like that. Well, she hasn't had to sacrifice her life in that way, but because she's been kind of unreasonable about the whole thing, he has to sacrifice, because he's like picking them up and dropping them off, and she like doesn't have to drop them off or pick them up. And I'm not like, yes, that was my judgmental Virgo coming out. I have a thing with mothers that treat the fathers of their children poorly. Like, I guess I just don't understand it. Like, it never really, like, I never understood that. And I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I feel like, I could have story time with you guys. It's fun. So anyways, I was having this conversation with him, and I'm like, you're killing yourself, because you work nights, but then you work days, and you only get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep in between. Can't you see where that's, like, literally he works nights and literally he works days? And I'm like, can't you see how that's like really super unhealthy for you? And he says, yes, but I'm doing it. This is the reason why I'm doing it. And I'm just sitting there in my Virgo mind. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. So I helped him brainstorm through that. And he's made a couple of changes, or had some thoughts of making changes. I don't know if he actually will make any changes, but that's what I mean by finding the people and getting the work-life balance, because you deserve to be happy too. I don't know how he has a social life, because in between his jobs, he has to sleep, and there's only like 2 or 3 hours in between that sleeping time. And he's in bed by like 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, so he can start working at midnight. It's so, I just, like, and I understand people have to do what they do. And as Cancerians, you guys will do that. And I've actually been in that boat before too, where I had to work 2 jobs. But I wasn't able to do it for very long, because my health, mentally and physically, was impaired because of it. So that's why I feel like you guys are kind of trimming the fat and trying to, and that was just an example. Sorry for my story time for those of you who don't like that. But it's a very good example of how you guys will just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going to your detriment. And the North Node is trying to show you there's a better way. There's a better way. But you need to be able to get out there and see it. Life doesn't have to be so hard, right? I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be a tarot reader full time, ever. And I worked in telecommunications for 15 years. And I tell this to my clients. This is like a story of my life that I'll tell my clients. And when this opportunity came up for me to do this, I thought, no, why? How is that even going to be a benefit to me? But the universe showed me the way. And that was during the Virgo North Node transit, by the way. So it is possible. It is possible. And I feel like you have people, Queen of Swords, that are helping you take these risks, right? With the Fool. Then we have the 5 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Lovers, the 2 of Cups, and the 9, gosh, you guys, 9 of Cups and Temperance. Yes, and the Knight of Swords. I'm going to stop there for a second. So, as we move through January, I feel like when these people come along and they kind of do their thing where let's look at this in a different way, and maybe things Maybe, you know, let me help you along on your path. I'm going to say the same thing I said to Virgo. Let the people help you, because I feel either you want to take a risk on an air sign, or there's this air sign communicating with you and saying, why don't you take a risk on this, right? Either way, you're starting something new. And I think that you are so, like, these eclipses are going to kind of freak you out because things are shifting and happening so fast that you might get a little defensive. And you might start arguing with yourself in your own mind, and you might shut down, right? The 5 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. I feel like you might start building boundaries and walls and being like, you know what, things are happening too fast. I can't do this right now. I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to go back in my shell for a little bit because I can't do it. And maybe that it's not happening so fast, but it's not happening in the way that you want it to. We can all get into our ego like that. If this has to do with a relationship or a Gemini, I feel like it has to do with a relationship and or a Gemini for sure. Again, don't let this person get you I have such small hands. I can't hold the cards like that. Tiny hands. So, the Hangman and the Lovers, don't let the relationship get you stuck, because I think that it might. I think that, you know, you have all of these really grand ideas and all these things that you really, really, really want to do, and you want this person, again, to come along with you. And if they're in defense mode, if they're going off and doing their own thing, if they're kind of fighting against the current or kind of fighting against going along with you, which I kind of feel like is happening, don't let it stop you from moving forward, right? Because with the 2 of Cups and the Knight of Swords, I do feel like there's going to be this kind of battle of egos, or there's something that's going to make you shut down. And when a Cancer shuts down and that glaze goes over their eyes and they're like, I don't care anymore. You're back in your shell and you're done, right? That's where you've hit your limit. So, and I feel like there might be, like, again, with the 9 of Cups, it's like, nope, I'm going to sit here by myself with all of my things and be happy with myself, whatever. Like, you lost your chance. You waited too long. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys can be patient, but don't let them get you stuck. I want you to keep moving forward, no matter what they say to you, no matter what they don't say to you. And if it is a Virgo or an earth sign, they're feeling quite small themselves, they're just feeling they're in their feels. They're being the Page of Pentacles. They're not being a queen or a king, not even a knight. They don't have much to offer. So I want you to follow your own star, okay? And yes, you can grieve the past. Yes, you can be disappointed about the past. But with the Star and the 2 of Wands and the 5 of Cups, remember that when you grieve the past, you leave it behind. Because if you linger on it, if you linger on what you've lost or what this person did or said or didn't do or didn't say or whatever, it can bring you to a place of stagnancy. And you cannot get into a place of stagnancy right now. You guys have like, you are on the rise. And you are shining the brightest light again, leading us out of 2018 into 2019. So remember that you are shining the brightest, okay? And it doesn't matter what other people's journeys are their journeys. And you have to let them close out their cycles. And if they're meant to come along with you, they'll show up. They'll catch up with you. And it's not like, because I feel like the disappointment is that you think you're leaving them behind. And then and maybe it's the air sign that has their walls up, and the earth sign that has their walls up, and they're ignoring you, and you feel, kind of like there's this boundary. And you have to remember that everybody has to have boundaries. And if somebody is, and 100%, If somebody is not showing everything, all of their true colors, and you intuitively know that something is wrong, trust that. Trust, always trust your intuition. You guys are some of the most psychic people I know. Trust it. Because you have way too much hanging in the balance. And I feel like that could be at risk if you stay in the Eight of Swords worried about somebody else. Okay? Great reading, guys. So excited for you. Yay. Love is coming. It might be a little harsh, but it's coming. Work opportunities look really, really good. Just make sure you're keeping your eyes open for all of the collaborations. And if you trust your instincts, if you don't really feel 100% good about what somebody's doing, trust that instinct. Okay. I love you guys. All of my readings are 25% off, up to 25% off on my website through December 31st. Happy holidays. Oh, Chatelize sessions. I do have Chatelize sessions open on Friday, and I'll be opening up Chatelize sessions for January. They're really fun. You get to take a selfie with me 10 seconds into the reading. It's just a live reading face to face. They're 30 minutes each, and I have 4 sessions every Friday. So if you're not able to get a reading with me off of my website and you need to have, this is kind of for those people that need to have that quick reading done and they don't want to have to wait the 3 weeks or whatever. If the Chatelize stuff starts to get really big, I might take the live readings off of my website altogether and just do Chatelize. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, yes, you have to open up an account with Chatelize, but they take care of everything. So even if you have to reschedule or whatever, they refund all your money. You don't have to worry about going through me at all. Everything is taken care of. So it's really very cool. All the administrative stuff is taken care of through them. And those are Friday sessions. So check that out. The link is below for that. I will be getting the 2019 forecasts out after I get January done and after I finish personal readings. I actually gave myself the whole last week of this year off. And because I got sick, I have to backtrack and finish personal readings during that time. So doing the best I can to get personal readings out. If you're waiting for one, they're coming. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I don't think there are any other announcements. Not right now. There's some big things coming in 2019 for this channel, and I'll be traveling too. So I'll keep everybody updated. I love you guys. Have a wonderful new year. Bye.